Shange Shenge Entertainment sesifikile with yet another episode for you guys. We can't wait for the launching and the premiering of this one. Yes, as always, I'm with my friend and brother Ungebo Waga Shange.
Definitely, me now Shange. Literally, welcome to another podcast. Definitely, it's a good one to have.
No, it's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute. We've been very busy. It's good. It's good to come back and record our own podcast. We're not going to disappoint every single Friday. Like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. You know, every single Friday we make sure.
I have a secret, it's all.
Yeah.
Bachel, what day is it, Namhlanje?
This day.
Why is cut?
Kabanga, Yoshaya U8.
Yeah, ne?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's how busy we've been.
Yeah, this is how much we love you guys, by the way. This is how much we love you guys.
Let's make it clear. Let's make it very clear.
That's how much we love you guys. We want to bring you the best content. We never forget you guys on a Friday, making sure that we bring banger content for you guys.
It goes back to what we were saying. If you really want it, you need to do whatever it takes to get it, man.
Yeah, definitely. And this is what it means to us as Shange Shenge Entertainment, Minanje, as much as I can say I appreciate this brother of mine here. I think I've been writing a lot of posts about this brother who's become a brother, who's become family. You know, we've known each other for many years. Talking about this, and this coming to fruition is just another dream come true. And we're not going to stop for you guys. And
never. You guys are an extension of our family.
Yeah, you know, I feel it in my heart just to tell you guys, thank you every single one of you guys that have been watching us. Commenting Uncle Lego, no, Sbu, Mbali, everybody that has commented, guys.
Everyone.
To show you that we love you, Ngepela, guys. We respond to every single one of those comments. You know what? And I just want to say, please stay tuned. Don't stop watching us.
Please stay tuned.
Much. But how are you, brother?
I'm okay, man. Just exhausted. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. In fact, the last time we recorded was 2 weeks ago.
Maybe even 2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 3 weeks ago, because now we recorded in advance and we got carried away with everything else we were doing. And then
yeah, but it doesn't. At the end of the day, I think us recording is really important. So it doesn't matter as long as you guys get the content. That's what you guys say. It's been a challenging week.
It has. Before even go there, right now. And ngicabanga lento ukuthi yazi in life it can get a bit crazy. Kungaba busy, kube khona izinto eziningi kodwa sometimes you just need to come back and remember ukuthi this is my dream. This is what I want to do. Make time for it. It doesn't matter how crazy it gets. Yesterday we were here. Until 11 episode or something. Editing.
And we don't give up on that.
Yeah, we produce other podcasts as well, not just ours. So it's been quite a lot that we've been doing.
Yeah. Also, if you want to start your own podcast and you want to know how, get in contact with Shange Shenge Entertainment. It is shangeshenge.entertainment@gmail.com. Definitely, we'll put at the bottom that information for you guys. But yeah, it's been a hectic time.
No, it's been crazy,
man. We've been constantly at the knocking of the door of. You know, when we say success, we're knocking at the door. We're not stopping. Being here at 11 and being here again, recording at 8. Yeah, I know, guys are glad.
When you're chasing success, then futhi siyabaleka futhi uphinde futhi it's just a constant chasing.
But us give up.
No, us give up. Sasa give up anini bafo.
Never. That's why even sometimes when you get emotionally challenged, you waddle in that emotion for that while, but you don't let it consume you.
No, never. What about you? How have you been doing these past couple of days?
Hey, it's been a roller coaster. I won't lie to you. Yeah, guys, it's been a roller coaster for me since last week. A lot has happened. I will refrain from sharing everything. But it's been, as you know, I've texted you and I've told you about this. I'm going through a lot currently, and I'm depressed. Even EPP, I'm maybe had to get it under control, definitely. But I just in my heart I have this. Guys, we really appreciate what you guys do for us and comment and watching us, because it does hit at the heart sometimes where you just get emotionally challenged and then wapagat the emotion. and then you just find yourself swimming in mud. That's what that's what I'd say. You find yourself swimming in mud and
Uh,
kuba nzima ukubona.
I think usukusabeka kahle uma usathi swimming. Sometimes you're
Eh,
just sinking and you're just sinking and sinking. Before you know it, you neck deep and you can't even
eh,
move. And fanele vele ukwamukele. It's like there's nothing you can do besides just let the thing just ride the wave until was
yeah.
for to pin the pum.
And in a way, when you get consumed by that Shuti, it's like you're drowning. Yeah, well, okay, I'll just put it this way. I've had a lot of years of fighting depression. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Years ago, I went through a lot of emotional heartbreak and emotional turmoil that got me to the point where I'll just put it this way, Wuti, I was hospitalized and in that space, I had to fight a lot of demons.
Mm.
When I say I had to fight a lot of demons, I had to fight a lot of my emotional anger, my depression, and my hurt in certain places. And I had to face my fears. I had to face that place where it says, "Yabo manje, I'm drowning," and I was drowning. And sometimes it hambi buye le nto le. Yabo.
Can you actually really get over depression? I'm starting to think you can't. It's just a matter of what you learn how to manage it.
I don't think you get over it. I don't even think you conquer it, but you find ways to in that state win those small battles so you can cope beyond it because depression is just not people like to say I was so depressed. Well, and depression is way deeper than that. Depression it's that element of wanting to move forward but cannot move forward. You're stuck at this place where you're stuck, and then you're saddened by the fact that you're stuck, but yet you want to do something, but you can't do something for yourself. And you can see yourself drowning. Even people, when they ask you, "Are you okay? How are you? Are you going through something?" You still within that sense of that pool, that mud that you're talking about. What's it?
Yeah.
I'm drowning.
I think futhi okulu with that is ukuthi when people ask you to okay, you find yourself ukuthi you so deep in it that you don't even know how to put it into words. And the best thing you can say is I'm okay.
And I do believe as people need to start learning how to hear a cool when you say you're okay because sometimes I can say I'm okay, but I've put up such a wall that I'm just gonna say okay because in the this conversation so that I don't delve deep into that pain. What I've learned, okay, I'll use my own experiences as a tool. Um, Mina, one of the things that I learned from my doctor as well,
Yeah.
Wuti, shout out to Dr. Pele. He's been a father to me more than a doctor or anything, but he's been a father to me,
Wow,
and
man.
and
Wow,
and
wow.
and he's even said it very many times that he's gone beyond the call of being a doctor, but he's become a father. And I think that was one of the pains that I was going through, and having lost my father at a very very young age, never known him, but
Yeah.
it does hit you hard. But one of the techniques that he taught me was to face whatever I need to face. Like, for example, I'm depressed, right? What is depressing me? Okay, number one, I cannot afford my own lifestyle. I'm just using a random example.
Yeah.
And there's so many things I want to do for my mother and my family, but I cannot do it because I cannot afford even my own lifestyle. And it is depressing.
As of right now, there's so many questions that are
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
that are
yeah,
coming to mind.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Ngabe interview yami njani? The
zing out,
conversation
man.
goes.
Zing out.
The conversation, the
No, no.
conversation.
Obviously,
Yeah,
it's a conversation.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's two things that come to mind.
yeah,
Asiqale ngale.
yeah.
At what point did you realize ukuthi kahle kahle you are depressed? No, kahle kahle you are going through depression and you're not just depressed. Because I believe ukuthi you can be depressed without being or without going through depression.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize ukuthi kahle kahle I'm going through depression and I'm not just depressed?
And it's as simple as this. I had a lot of blank moments. I don't know if people can understand what I'm saying. And a lot of blank moments. I'd let me give an example. It would be January,
Right.
my birthday. I'd be depressed, and I wouldn't know, and I waddle in that depression for a while. Then I'd wake up. It's March.
Sure.
When I wake up, I realize I've gone through the motions of all of those months, and it's like a blur. I can't hold on to anything that I did in those couple of months. And guess what happens? I get depressed even more. That I've just missed a whole month or so of something that happened in my life. Whether I know it, I know. That's why I cherish the teachings that he taught me, Wuti. You need to face it daily in order for me to be better. That now I'm conscious of everything that I do. When I say I'm conscious, I really I'm conscious of ngilele.
And what steps do you now take if we it's okay, sharp, I'm going through depression, or I just realized, oh snap, I'm already in depression, because sometimes you don't realize until you in it. So now what steps do you now take to say, Yazuktin,
You're
how do I
depressed.
now treat this? How do I now start working with this and get myself to a point where I'm getting better?
I say it's simple, dog. Like I even was telling you the other day, Wuti. It's where you acknowledge that you are depressed. Like you are at a depressed state. I'll put it that way. You are
Yeah.
at a depressed state because sometimes you don't say I'm depressed because you sometimes you may be embarrassed, but you're at a depressed state.
So would you say depression is an elongated term of depression? I mean,
Yes,
of being depressed.
yeah, yeah. Some people go through years of depression. Years. When I say
Sure.
years, dog. Yes,
Yeah,
I
true.
paid. And for even let me even give an example. Have you ever in any instance felt like, let me use my example, felt like you've gone through the motions of life, but then you are stuck. But you've gone through day one, day two, day three, day four, day 15, day 20, but we're stuck.
Uh, I have.
Yeah,
And sometimes it becomes monotonous. When I think one of the most depressing things is when you realize, Guti,
yeah,
your life is monotonous in
yeah.
terms of Guti. It's the same thing every
It's a
every
routine.
single day,
Yeah,
but then there's no progression.
yeah. And how did that make you feel specifically? Because the key is, how did it make you? How did it touch you to know what nah, my life is monotonous and I cannot deal. Like mentally, yashai. How did you figure that out? How did you get to the point where you're just like, as in angeko right?
I think me now it's um I can't say I went through depression,
Yeah,
but I can say, Guti, I've been to a point where
yeah,
I've been depressed more often than I should be.
yeah, yeah,
And I realized, Guti, kahle kahle, it is not healthy when one, I started losing sleep.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Two, mawukuthi ngikhutshwa yinto or
yeah,
kukhona into engicasulayo or engiphatha kabi,
yeah.
all those emotions come back.
Oh yes,
Things that
yes.
are not related to the situation that I'm facing now come back, and or I'm just sitting and then I just have that moment of just being
Emotional.
emotional.
And what techniques did you find out worked for you when in terms of how you dealt with those moments? Do you have any techniques? Maybe even to you guys at home, if you relate with this story, do you guys relate? Please comment on the section there if you felt the depressive state or been in depression, or you're going through it right now. Don't be shy. We're sharing our stories as much. Just share those moments with us and grow out the channel so we can help somebody out there that can, learn from this. But yeah, going back to you, Uti, what were your techniques?
Um, I think the first step in moving forward from anything that's depressing
Yeah.
is sometimes acknowledging your part in it.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Acknowledging your part
Yeah.
in getting into that particular space
Yeah.
of depression. It can be good mhlampe it's a work thing. It can
Yeah.
be good. Sometimes it's completely not your fault, but it is your fault when you allow it to keep playing in your mind and you keep revisiting that thing until it gets you to a point where,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, depressed. or going through depression. So I too felt like with I also played a part in allowing myself to get to this point. Okay, the first point was accepting what's sharp, singular, and I played a role in it. And then with the thing I told you about lack of sleep, there was a time where I went for days, and it wasn't any particular thing. It was just I just couldn't sleep.
And it hit you mentally, because it does hit you mentally, because you get
fatigued. So what I then did,
because as humans we need sleep, by the way.
Yeah, sleep is very important. So one of the things I did is it was a random thing.
Yeah,
I was like, I've got no one to talk to. I'm not a person who can go out and speak to Abang and tell them this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Because most times I didn't really know what's upsetting me or what's depressing me.
Yeah.
I just felt like I am drained. Okay. So what I then did is I took my phone. It was just a random thought that I had. And I've told some people they should try this as well. And funny enough, one of the guys I spoke to, one of my friends, there's something that I do. I was like, guys, actually does it as well.
Yeah.
So which was, I just took my phone, went to a notepad and just started writing whatever I was thinking at that time, whatever I was feeling, whatever I was thinking. I just wrote it there. It didn't need to make sense. I just wrote it. What I realized is, Wuti, I had so much on my shoulders, and I was so focused on Wuti. If I want to get it out, I need to get it out in a certain matter, in a certain manner of Wuti. It needs to be organized.
Yeah.
And I didn't speak to anyone because I didn't know how to organize it. So this is what I'm going through. Was understand. I was so concerned on how it will come out when I speak to someone. Will they be able to understand? Will they be able? How will they think? And whatnot. But when you write on your phone, you take that notepad and you just start writing. You don't care how it sounds. You don't care how it seems.
And you finish 2 hours just writing, and you don't even realize you finished 2 hours of writing.
Dude, I wrote so much, but as soon as I finished, I just passed out. And I realized the following morning, which I had so much weight on my shoulders. And as soon as I wrote down everything that was weighing heavy on me, I fell asleep. And that was something, and then I started practicing every night until I got into a habit of my sleeping patterns. I'm a boy.
Yeah.
And then it was okay. And then because like I said, whatever it is. For me, I can't put a finger or whatever. This is what was making me feel bad.
Yeah.
I can't point it out. When that feeling does come back, I just go and I start writing. And one of the things I told myself, I won't do, is go back and read it.
Beautiful.
Because those emotions, because it's so deep what I wrote, if I were to go back and read it, those emotions would come back. It's a matter of just getting it out your system. And then more afterwards, you can just delete it or you can keep it. It is completely up to you. If you want to go back and read it, you read it. And you have to be 100% honest with yourself, Lab.
True.
Because it is a letter to yourself.
And then and in that case, you don't want to stumble backwards when you've made so much progress after writing it.
Exactly. Because now that is you in your most vulnerable state.
And that's what I even say to that I also went through something very one of the hardest things I've actually ever had to go through in my life last year. And one of the things that I lost a lot of sleep. But mawusu ukhala lezi nyembezi zokuthi awukhulumi lutho, just tears fall down. And I was very heavy, bro. I was very heavy on my shoulders. I was losing sleep. I had lost so much weight. That's another telltale sign that you're going through a lot of depression. When I'm a big boned person, right?
Yeah, you chunky.
I'm a chunky guy, right? But I had lost so much weight that was not down to proper diet or anything. I just was not eating.
Bro, I remember when I saw you like
after
year or two back.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Mchita, skip on. But it's cool, but like as gents.
But I couldn't tell you because I was still within the depressive state, right?
Hey, you were like, hey, what's Mchita? I remember we were like, I'm like, I hadn't seen him in like a month or so.
Yeah. Months.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen him, and I remember one of them cheetah. Okay, mom, she just keep on. And this guy would take me now. No, I'm on diet. I exercise. Guy, do you have?
No, being honest, I know I had to hide it. I had to hide it a lot to go see. I was going through that state. I won't lie to you. I had to hide it because a lot of people, everybody that could notice me, the first thing that they'll say, "Hi, Buffet. I'm so right." Saying and I couldn't tell people that I was going through it.
That's the thing. Why do we find it hard, especially as men? Why is it so hard for us to speak out?
Okay, for me, I won't lie to you. The reason why it was hard to speak out was the fear of that information being used
Against you.
me. And I will say this with all my honesty and my hand on my heart, Wuti. Sometimes when you tell somebody close to you, let's say for example, I say because I didn't want to release through my family because my family they were totally got cool for me as well.
Yeah.
So we were all going through it, arguing amongst each other, and it was very difficult. I won't lie to you. So I couldn't offload, so I had to find another outlet. And I did find two doctors for me. I won't lie to you. I found two doctors, and I had to release on both of them. And I started writing.
One wasn't enough.
No,
right?
it wasn't. It wasn't. So I also started writing. I started writing poetry. I started writing music.
Is it? You write poetry?
Yeah.
And I know you sing.
Yeah,
but I didn't know you do poetry as well.
I do poetry, and now and again I write my poems. Whenever I feel like I'm heavy, I write poems. Wow. I write songs. So one of the things that helped me to release was the fact that I had an outlet. But going back to your question, why do I it's very hard. It's that sometimes people use that information against you.
Cecilab, it's just a random thought. Yeah. I'm not a specialist or professional and whatnot. I'd go as far as saying, according to my opinion, as men, the one thing we're more afraid of than being weak is other people knowing that we are weak.
Okay, no, it's not even your own theory, it's my own theory as well. Because regarding to weak men, guys, weak men.
Yeah.
Weak men don't show, weak men show emotion. That's what society says.
Exactly. It's this whole thing of the moment you show emotions,
so weak.
And for us men, it's I can be weak. I'm all right to be weak. No one sees me. I can crawl up in a ball and cry and whatnot. But the moment other people see me in that state, that's when it becomes a problem.
Because they regard you as this full-on figure that is complete and cannot be weak.
And as much as people will regard you as that, it's an expectation as well. You are meant to be this strong man, bulky man, or who's got it under control. And I remember I recorded something some time back.
Yeah.
And one of the things is but I was speaking about being an adult, adulting. And one of the things I said, I'm just paraphrasing, we are expected to be perfect adults, and truth is we're not. Society expects us to once you get to a particular age or a particular stage in your life, you are now an adult. You are now a man. This is how you're supposed to process information.
Yeah.
But society doesn't teach us those things. They just expect you to know those things.
Dog. And this is why I even say to you guys that are watching and listening. That's why we were so affected, you and I. Remember when
I know, right?
Rick passed on.
Hey, bro, it triggered a lot of people, and it triggered a lot of people.
It triggered us cool because we understood what Rick went through, and we understood that from the core of being a man.
I said something the other day. I posted something on my status. And again, this is a disclaimer. I am no specialist. I am not qualified.
Yes.
This is just my reasoning about depression. Ukuthi it's a sickness, and it is pain. Now I'm not talking about Rick. I'm talking just people in
Yeah,
general
yeah, yeah.
who end up doing is abang abantu they commit suicide, abang abantu they do other
They
things.
cut
They
themselves,
cut
they
themselves.
injure themselves.
At that particular
Yeah.
time, all you're concerned about is ending that pain. Abang Ibati, you being selfish for doing this to yourself. What about those that are around you, your family? Yes, you acknowledge they care about you, acknowledge they
Yeah,
love you, they
yeah, yeah,
support you, but at that particular time, it's not about them. It is about the
yeah.
pain that you are going through. I even made an example would see if you're walking and like the last toe on
Yeah.
your foot, for that split second,
Mm.
all you can think about,
It's the pain.
all you can think about is that pain. So imagine that pain.
Straight out.
All right.
Hold on. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay,
Yeah, we're
sorry.
back.
Back, back.
We're
Sorry
back.
about that. Sorry about that. Yeah.
As we're back from the ad break.
Back from the ad break.
At what point did I cut?
um, the pain, the pinky toe. Explain
Yeah,
the pinky toe.
yeah. I was saying the pinky toe. Which what happens is
You feel the pain for that moment, and in instant moment, you only can recognize the
all you
pain.
think about is a pain, and
Yeah.
all you think about is how can I end this pain?
Yeah.
And imagine, and my understanding. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's how it is, but
Yeah.
my understanding is depression is all what it's that moment. It's just longer for months, and it gets to a point where yes, I understand. I've got family. I've got everything around, but at that particular time, it's not standandaba or anything, or I love them less or whatnot. It's just that I can't think of anything else besides this pain, and I need it to end.
Let me give you another example. It's a beautiful example of the pinky toe. You know what it's like? It's like you can't breathe,
Sure.
and you're watching everybody around you breathe.
But then now the
And
truth
then
is,
wait, they tell you when a no air is coming in, no air is going out, and you're panicking.
what was Shashin? I know it's a weird time to ask this.
Ukuyihlahleni.
What was Shashin for shine his pants?
Yep.
And then you lose.
And you lose the breath for that moment. Aiko. You're
It's that
gasping for air.
feeling. Is it that feeling you're talking about?
Yes. That is how I can explain. I just had that drop of, guys, I don't know, but you know when you just have the drop from your spirit, you
Yeah.
see, this is actually what it means. When
Ningabuzi singangenzani esihlahleni, asikho anything.
we are shayega, and you lose that breath. You watch everybody breathe, and you're gasping for it, but your body,
It's like your diaphragm is not cooperating,
and your body is not even helping you in any way to make you breathe. But everybody can see you that you can't breathe, but now you can't help yourself.
Sure. I know, right? I want to.
I don't know how, yeah, but that's just the easiest way I can explain depression and how it affected. Even I will honestly say how it affected Urikirik at that moment in time. He couldn't. I don't like. Once again, this is my opinion. But having gone through those moments, because I've had the moments where I've wanted to commit suicide as well, right? I've had moments where I was like, the pinky toe. And
The
I mean,
pinky toe moment.
unfortunately, it was the pinky toe and the ability to not breathe at the same time. And I remember at that moment in time where I was about to, it was just like,
Can I ask you something? It's a bit of a taboo question.
yeah.
Most people wouldn't want to. Excuse me, guys, for asking this question, but I feel for education purposes.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to ask.
Yeah.
At that particular time, at that particular point,
Yeah.
where you wanted to pull the plug, what was going through your mind?
I need to end this. And in actual fact, I remember it so clearly that I had nothing in my brain besides I'm going home. And I hope they will understand.
Yo, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah. that's how I felt. That's the
and not the chips, my goosebumps. I mean,
no, that's how I truly felt. I
Sure.
was like, I couldn't breathe. Pinky toe. It was dark. I was like, I'm going home. And at that point in time, I had gone through the most, and in that instant, I will say this, guys. No offense to any other religion, culture, but I had a Holy Spirit moment. Wait, oh, I'm gonna get emotional. But at that point in time, the first thing I heard in my ears was like, breathe. What? I swear to you, I was like, what? And he was like, breathe. And I was like, and then at second thing, sleep. I swear to you, sleep. I slept. I woke up. And the third thing was, go eat.
I know Fetu. I'm just. I'm just sitting here. I'm quiet and I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking about the amazing person you are. So much that you've got to offer, so much that you've offered since that time. We've had conversations about this, but every time you tell me about this, it's like it's the first time I'm hearing it, and you are a very close person to me. For like that's another thing.
Yeah.
It's not always abantu abakude who are going through these emotions. It can be the person who's closest to you.
Right next to you, like right next to your best friend.
Right. And sometimes you can't see the signs.
Yeah.
And as much, some people are so good at hiding the signs that we can't go and say, no, it's because of, and what's sad is the people that are left behind, sometimes they say, I should have seen this. But sometimes you wouldn't have seen it because
never.
Some people are just that good at hiding it.
And that's why I'm saying to you, some people, when I told you, hey, I'm taking this diet and I'm eating, wada, and I'm, whereas I knew I had not had food for days. Not because I couldn't have food or there was no food. There was so much food, but I couldn't eat it. I couldn't stomach it. So I needed to from you guys.
Because me like vashele lezo
ufele yakuzokuphakela mhlawumbe sasizodla sobabili wakuzoba ukuthi yazini probably that's how he's going to eat. But I swear to you, it was those three things. And then
look at you now, man. Look at you now.
Look at this book, bruh. Look at this book, but I need to go to gym. I need to pack the weight. But yeah, it was now that I look at myself and I'm like, actually, I did it the other day. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I remember when somebody said to me, literally, when I was going through it, stay like this. Don't change. I like you this way.
No. You have the freedom to change. No, it is your body. It is up to you. It is your body. No one has the right to tell you what it is up to you. As long as it is not unhealthy, it is your choice. It is your
always.
It is up to you and it is your body. The whole narrative of it's your body doesn't only apply to certain things. It applies to all things that have to do with your body.
And that's why even I'm even laughing at these days where I'm trying to teach as many people as possible that I know that guys, as in your first statement is because angibonanga ukuthi ukhuluphele mina ngibona impilo yakho ukuthi uyaphila.
Yabo mfethu usasho njalo mfethu. Yabo ukho konke okuhamba phambili impilo.
Ayikho into ebalekile. Yabo mangithi ayikho into ebalekile ukuthi uyaphefumula.
As long saphefumula.
Lalela kubalekile ukuphefumula.
Mfethu kubalekile mfethu. Yabo mfethu.
But njengoba ngishayile energy yona Simphiwe. Some people are going through it right now, even when we are buga lapha endlini, and you're asking yourself, how am I going to do it? The first thing you need to do is you need to breathe. Breathe, guys. That breath that you have. If you wake up tomorrow, Simphiwe,
yeah,
it means you can do something different. Hence why we started this podcast.
I think the reason we started the podcast and to where we are now has evolved.
Hey, too much.
Yeah, it has evolved.
In such a short space of time as
in
well.
such a short space of time, and we're doing things that are outside of the podcast. And we would really love for you guys to come over. We would really love for you guys to come and interact with us. In fact, must about depression. I'd actually like us to get an expert, a professional to come through.
Yes, I'm thinking of a couple of professionals that can help us with the podcast, guys.
It would be nice to get one of the guys that helped you when you were going through it.
Yes. I definitely will be in contact with them, both of them, just to give you a highlight, to tell you guys, I'm not lying when I'm telling you that I went through this state.
No, it's not.
That these moments actually grew me as an individual. I keep on telling everybody, I've grown up 10 years. People might think I'm still too jovial or too jovial. No, I'm appreciating of life.
Well, if you've been deprived of something for so long and then you get it, it's like nothing else matters but this thing.
Yikho ngithi mina mawungizwa ngicula ngihlabelele emaholo yasemsebenzini. Don't stop me and say I've got too much noise. You don't know that in my heart I'm celebrating the fact that he was walking on my passage. And if I'm touching somebody's lives, ngicula gospel yami, noma ngizenzele ingoma zami. Don't stop me, because you don't even know. You know, it's very important to be kind to people.
But you don't know what people are going through.
I'll swear to you. I think that's what I've learned from even our relationship as friends. Yeah. Always be kind.
Always be kind. Regardless of if you are going through depression, you are going through the hardest of situations, there's always someone else who feels the exact same way you do.
Yeah.
And you going and being nasty or disrespectful might just be the thing that pushes that person over the edge.
And that's what we're trying to run away from in this today's society. Stop being selfish in a way to just think about yourself. Think about it as well. Okay, let me even put it this way. If you are going through a depressive state, sometimes you can't even think for anybody else besides yourself, right?
True.
And we understand it. And that's why we're even advocating for you, if you're going through that moment, for somebody to be kind to you. Somebody can't come and be on top of you just because they had a stressful day. No, be kind to that person. So that let me even there's a story that I loved to hear.
Go deeper, Papa.
This I don't know whether it's a female or a male, but it doesn't matter. But they were on a bridge.
Go deeper, Papa.
They were so they're on a bridge. They're on a bridge. Literally on a bridge. They were about to jump off.
Right.
Somebody was walking past. Everybody was minding their own business. This one person walked past, greeted her, asked them how they were doing, had a good conversation, and then left them with a hug.
Sure.
And then they left. Years later, that person wrote, Eti, yes, they did not know what they were doing for me, but what they did was they took me off that bridge by being kind.
Yeah.
That is the key, Simpu. You've become such family to me is because we reciprocate the same type of energy. Like we give each other that energy. And I don't know if you feel it. I don't know if you feel
I definitely feel it, brother.
And that energy that we're trying to give to other people as well, which as in guys, this is the energy that we're feeding off each other. Let's give it to other. Like, let me even give you an example. MPU. MPU, shout out to MPU now. MPU became family in the space of February.
Yeah, man. I think everyone who gets to spend time with us, so in our elements, and that is just chilling, having conversation, sitting they tend to
become family.
They tend to become family.
MPU is my brother now because I've understood one thing. We gelled in the same element, in the same spirit, in the same mind. And wherever you are, I think about how's my brother doing? Whenever you're on the phone with him, brother, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? And then if we're able to impact even males, I'm talking even to the males, guys. Let's not stick to each like our own circle. Let's be able to expand and touch other people's lives and have brotherhood.
In fact, I'm willing to go as far as saying, you know what, we need to make time. Just get with maybe 10, 15 guys.
Yeah.
Not to what it said, because that's the only way you can reach out to people and teach. Is if teach kindness by being kind. Kindness is not something you just speak about and your life. It's something that you act out and people need to see it and be like, actually, this is what I want to be like as well. Because and I saw my results and
that's what we were advocating the other day. I remember we talked about it once again. I keep on saying the other day, we talk a lot, Mr.
No, we talk a lot.
So it's one of those discussions where we want to impact people. Like, man, we want to go out there, even on podcast Melody. Go again.
Now you need to go back.
The podcast Melody where he mentions when they were talking with Melody. I remember every single conversation we've had that this is how we change the society that we live in. Start by shooting your mouth a couple of people.
Imag. Yawuzwa lokho. Ngokubalekile.
Yeah.
Hey, wangishare ngedeno lethu and the interview last week. Yo. You know, I only got into it maybe like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
At first, normally when you start, it's like, hey, Shange Shenge Entertainment, sesilana, then ungene with the energy. I remember when you started, and hey, I agreed, and I'm like, I just black out, and I'm like, in my mind,
only
like,
if I was there.
You were there,
but only if I was there conversing, like giving off energy, yeah.
Because now when I run out of things to say, you're always there to say something. When you run out of things to say,
and you're always there to put me,
So now it was the first time Gingedwa. I'm like, snap! All right, sharp. I remember the one time I was buffering. I'm like, we promised you guys that academics, nyana.
I remember that part, and I was willing only if you could see in my heart how I was like, okay, let me not disturb him, let me not distract him, but I was like, go for it, you can do it. I'm like, Simpiwe, you're the man, you're the best in the podcast, you're the best podcaster in the whole of South Africa.
Look at you go, look at you.
I was like, look at you, and you held it down.
No, man, I came back. I guys, you need to watch the interview. Forget about the first 5 minutes, and then just watch. It is so informative.
YouTube showed you that you were buffering.
YouTube to expose it. I bet you, like in my mind, I promise you, but now circle there.
Buffering. YouTube exposing it, but you held it down, and that's the group of brotherhoods that we're building with even all this, even building each other's confidence, building each other's nature. About this heart of yours, it must thrive in other sexes so much so that Yazin, I'll be sitting back and be like, that's my brother. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. But that's him going there. And
when you do yours as well, I'll be right there saying, well, come on, get him, boy. But at least when you ask man what to expect, because I came back and I told you the challenges that I had.
Put my pom-poms in my banner.
Yeah, I want.
Put the pom-pom in the banner. Go, never go.
I even wear miniskirts. Yeah, I'll be right there.
Angisazi ngeminiskirt
like phela ngizomqoqa ibhwe ngaphansi.
Wait, phela ngqoqa iminiskirt yethu. I thought ngqoqa iminiskirt ngumshayeli.
Never go.
Go. I know we're gonna enjoy the next episode. Definitely, we got some fire content, by the way.
For the rest of the month, it's just women. Yes. The rest of the month, women.
We've got so many women lined up for you guys. We've got mothers, we've got friends.
We owe you a Mother's Day podcast, and we are sorry it is coming next week.
Sifuna ukuxolisa.
Oh, okay.
Ukuthi asikwazanga ukuthi sinilethele
i-podcast
Yo Mama.
And the voice, do the voice.
Yo Mama.
No, like the serious voice. Leya seretweni.
Oh. Sithi siyaxolisa kakhulu ukuthi namhlanje sikwazanga ukuthi sinilethele i-podcast Yo Mama. Mawungakwazi usixolela singabonga. Siyabonga.
Sizozama ukuthi ngokuzayo silungise wonke amaphutha esiwenzile. Uthi njalo makufika usuku olukufanele ukuthi silibungaze, senze isiqiniseko sokuthi sizokwenza izinto ngendlela.
Sithi Shange Shenge Entertainment. Sibonge nje wonke umuntu osebukile.
Guys, Shange Shenge Entertainment, we are out. We thank you guys for tuning in today.
Guys,
remember, I am Simpiwe_M_ with what's in course. Instagram handle.
Instagram handle. 1, 2, 3. Take 2.
Right, I am Simpiwe_M_Buthelezi on Instagram, and you are
_Shange on Instagram.
So khumbula YouTube, your TV.
And once again, Shange Shenge Entertainment, Shange Shenge _Entertainment on Instagram. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
and ring that bell.
We love you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in once again, for listening to this podcast. Tune in for our next episode. We've got so much fire content. And Sibonge kakhulu. God bless each and every one of you. Good
Remember,
night.
Your dreams are valid, guys. Your dreams are valid, guys.
Sibonge.